Well, it's just after 1 o'clock, and this is a continuation of All Angles here on eNCA. Thank you for staying with us. Let's go straight to our top story now. Questions about Senzo Meyiwa's romantic relationships, parties and alcohol consumption have dominated proceedings in the North Gauteng High Court today, but not before Meyiwa's longtime friend Tumelo Madlala pointed out accused number 2 as being one of the intruders on the night of the murder. Madlala is testifying about that night that the former Bafana Bafana captain was gunned down in his girlfriend's family home in Vosloorus. eNCA reporter Slindelo Masikane has more for us. She's been following proceedings, of course, from the beginning of this trial. So, Sli, this morning we got off to a very slow start. We got an unexpected visitor.
Certainly a surprise visitor this morning before proceedings began, and this of course delayed the resumption of Madlala's testimony in court. Advocate Malisala Defo just strolled in, and to everyone's surprise, we had no idea why he was there. Even counsel themselves were asking themselves questions. We understand that after a caucus, Malisala Defo was actually demanding a meeting inside chambers with the judge, with counsel, but counsel refusing this, saying that he is not part of these proceedings and didn't see any reason why they should go into a meeting with Defo and the judge when he withdrew from the matter weeks ago. Let's take a listen.
I do confirm what Advocate Baloyi said. We asked the said advocate the reasons why he wants to see the judge, and I informed him we don't know the reason and we don't need to know. We could not go to see the judge in chambers. We are not part of whatever you want to see the judge for. That's court business.
We approached by Advocate Defo this morning, who indicated that he wanted to see the judge, and then he wanted to see the judge with us, judge. Then we said there is no need based on the reasons that he gave to us. Then we asked the registrar to go and get and call the judge, and then he said no, we cannot call the judge. He wants to go and see the judge. If we are refusing him, he's going to go to the judge, and we cannot proceed without him having seen the judge first before we proceed. Hence, we requested for the security, my lord.
And Sli, Madlala also placing one of the accused on the crime scene today.
Yeah, that was one of one of the explosive takeouts from this morning's proceedings, Maseko, when we had picked up from yesterday's line of questioning from the state in terms of them wanting Madlala to point out one of the suspects he believes he recognizes from that evening, and he pointed out accused number 2, that is Bongani Ntanzi, who I must mention is actually the only accused in the dock without any previous convictions. And in fact, his bail application was confirmed this week that it will be heard in the North Gauteng High Court next week, Thursday. Let's take a listen.
Mr. Madlala, if you can perhaps state or inform the court who is this person that made you uncomfortable.
Uyacela nje ukuthi mfethu ke uye nje ngo odabeni ke ukuthi utshele nje inkantolo ukuthi ubani lo muntu lona owakwenza ukuthi awunyanye. Yes, this man with the blue t-shirt or green.
Yiyo le ibanjwe usenzisandla.
He is the one that was held by Senzo. Sorry?
Yona le yayenza intshebe le yayikhatha intshebe.
He's the one who had the beard that was cut or shaved.
And of course, before the lunch adjournment or the lunch break, we saw that cross-examination is officially underway. What has TT Tobane put to the witness so far?
Yeah, quite a lot. In fact, TT Tobane is using several statements that Madlala made in connection with this incident. He first began with a statement made in 2014, where it seems as though, from what I'm picking up, that Tobane is trying to show the courts that Madlala is not a credible or reliable witness because he claims in court not to remember dates and times, but in his statements there are times and dates in which he puts down in terms of what transpired on that evening, but also putting it to the witness that he's going to call a witness that's going to testify that not only were Madlala and the occupants of the car that picked him up on the 26th of October, that is Kelly Khumalo, Senzo and Mtogo, that they had gone to a party but didn't go inside. This party was in Sandton, and Senzo Meyiwa's wife happened to be there. He says there's a witness who's going to put them or place them at that party to say that they didn't go inside but they were there. Not only that, but it seems he says he's got a witness who's also going to testify that Senzo Meyiwa had a sexual relationship with Zandi, and that Senzo Meyiwa was unhappy with the fact that Kelly Khumalo had made her sister Zandi be the one to apparently guard him because Kelly Khumalo was busy with her career. It then came up that the Netflix documentary that Madlala features in, that he was paid for, and what I picked up from that is that it seems that Tobane wants to show the court that Madlala may be somebody who will do anything or say anything for some money. Let's take a listen.
Can you behave? I'm asking a question, you're interrupting me. Listen, very careful. Okay. Answer through the interpreter. Is it clear?
Don't shout at me. Don't shout at me. Never do it. Don't shout at me.
Mr. Tawana, what are you starting now?
Don't shout at me. Don't do this.
We strongly object to that.
Your Lordship, the witness is interrupting while I'm asking question, and it's not a good behavior because there's an interpreter who must interpret.
Yesterday you interrupted me as I was talking. I never shouted at you. He's saying, don't shout at me. Can we adhere to that? He is not right to interrupt as you are talking, but you cannot shout at him.
Let me proceed. I hear what the court says.
Yeah.
Sir?
Sir.
Don't interrupt when I ask questions. You must wait for the interpreter to interpret back to you.
Okay, so, and you mustn't shout at me.
All right, Slindelo Masikane live for us outside the High Court in Pretoria. Let's leave it there for now.